Hello children, welcome back once again to another video for trigonometry. So like in the previous video we have discussed the introduction to the topic of trigonometry. Today we are going to take up the queries, the questions from the exercise, very first exercise, that is exercise number 20A, and we'll be taking few random questions so that you are able to solve these questions or you are able to see how do we solve a particular type of question. So for that today we are starting with the question number 3. Let's take up few parts that I have mentioned over here. Let's take the first part, third part, fifth part and sixth part. So today we are going to see how do we calculate a particular value, a particular trigonometric ratio based upon a triangle, based upon the sides and the values given from that very triangle. Alright, always remember whenever we have to calculate any of these sides or any of these ratios, the very first thing that is important is that if we are having two sides given for a triangle, do calculate the third side. You need to calculate the third side. So let's calculate the third side. To calculate the third side, we can simply see that we are having a right angle triangle being given to us. And the very simple thing that gets applied to a right angle triangle is a Pythagoras theorem. So yes, we are going to implement the Pythagoras theorem. So for that we will write down over here according to Pythagoras theorem. Alright, this you will have to mention. Now, what is as per the Pythagoras theorem? From this very figure, perpendicular square plus base square will be equal to hypotenuse square. Now, we do not know which will be the perpendicular, which one will be the base. So, right now we can consider anyone to be as the perpendicular, anyone to be as the base, but we know that the hypotenuse will remain fixed. That is the side BC. So, we can simply write it down to be as AB square plus AC square will be equal to BC square. Straightway what I have written is the Pythagoras theorem. Alright, let's substitute. What is AB from this question is 15 units. AC we do not know, so let it remain unknown as it is equal to BC is 17 square. So 15 square 225 plus AC square is equals to 289. So that means now AC square will be equal to 289 minus 225, and so AC will be equals to 289 minus 225 will be equals to 64. The square will be removed and we are going to place an under root. So AC will be equal to plus minus 8? No, only 8. Why? Because this is pertaining to a length and length can never be negative. So we will write down only the positive value of this side. So yes, now AC comes out to be of 8 units. So now we are having all the three sides given. Alright, but before we proceed, we need to be very clear with the trigonometric ratio. For that I have already told you that you can keep in mind PBP upon HHB. The very first one refers to the first trigonometric ratio, second trigonometric ratio, and so goes for the third one. Alright, sine theta, this refers to the sine theta, this refers to cos theta, and this refers to tan theta, isn't it? So let's calculate. Now when it says to calculate sine B, so we'll have to write down from the figure that as per the figure what will be the value of sine B. Sine we know perpendicular upon hypotenuse, but we'll have to assign as per sine B there will be one particular side which will be perpendicular. We can never choose any particular side to be randomly perpendicular, or we can just take up any random side to be as a base. No, there has to be a particular limitation. What we saw is that the other day in the previous video, that wherever we are having theta, the side onto which theta and 90 is present, that becomes the side, but we are not having theta. So what does it matter? This point refers to the angle. So now it says the line onto which 90 and this angle B is present will be taken into consideration. So that means this is the line on which 90 and B is present. So that means this will become our base till the time we are having B as a trigonometric ratio to be proceeded. So this will become the base, this will become the perpendicular, and obviously this will remain the hypotenuse for every case. Alright, so the very first ratio perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So that means it will be, which one will be the perpendicular? This one will be the perpendicular. So it will be AC upon BC. What is AC? 8 units. upon 17 units. And we'll write down units? No, a ratio will never have any units. Alright, so this will be the very first answer. Alright, let's take the second one. Cos C. Now, when it says about cos C, let's come back to the figure. Where is C? This is C. Where is 90? This is 90. So now this will become the base, the side onto which 90 and this angle written along with the trigonometric ratio is present. That will become the base. So yes, this will become the base now. So for cos C, base upon hypotenuse, and hypotenuse is always fixed over here. That is 17 units represented by side BC. So it will be AC upon BC. You will have to write down AC upon BC. Do not directly write down 8 upon 17. Alright, you have to write down. So 8 upon 17. Now again there is, you may get a contradictory, or you may think that like, sir, how come we are having two different ratios represented by the same value? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We know that 6 can be represented at 5 plus 1. 6 can be represented as like 7 minus 1. Alright, doesn't matter about that. This was the third part. So let's take the fifth part now. So now it says sin B cos C plus cos B sin C. So yes, we are going to calculate each of the trigonometric ratio. So first of all, we can calculate sin B. Sin B, so we have already calculated in the first part. What was that? 8 upon 17. So we can write down over here 8 upon 17. Now look into the sign existing between sin B and cos C. What is the sign? No sign. That means they are getting multiplied. Alright. So that means place a multiplication sign. Just like xy. If we are having xy written. So what do you mean by xy? Xy means x multiplied by y. So that is what we have to write down over here. Sin B cos C means sin B multiplied by cos C. So what is cos C? Cos, again we have already having the value 8 upon 17. So 8 upon 17 plus sign plus sign. Cos B. What is cos B? For the cos B, again now this will become your base. Alright, base upon hypotenuse. So it will be 15 upon 17. If you want, you can calculate the value somewhere else and then you can show the substitution of the value over here into sin C. For the sin C, this will be the base and it says perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So it will be 15 upon 17. Alright, you can pause up a moment over here to proceed. Alright, okay. Now let's multiply 8 into 8. Correct. Upon 17 to 17. Correct. Now over here 15 to 15. 225 upon 17 to 17. 289. Now we are having two ratios. Both the ratios are having the same denominator. Same will be the LCM. So it will be now 64 plus 225 and so it will be 289 upon 289 which got cancelled, and what is the value coming out to be? 1. Isn't it? Any problem? You can pause up a moment over here to see your calculations. What are the values being substituted from the figure? Then you can proceed for the next part. Alright. Okay children, let's proceed. Now this is the next part, that is sec square C minus tan square C we are supposed to calculate. Now in this, first of all we'll have to calculate the ratio of sec C and then we will have to calculate the ratio for tan C. Alright, let's try to calculate for sec C. Alright, how do we calculate? Come back to the figure. It says C, so that means the line onto which 90 and C is present, so that will become the base. Correct. We know that sec is the reciprocal of cos. So if cos is base upon hypotenuse, so sec C will be equal to hypotenuse upon base. So that will be BC upon AC. So sec, from this figure, it will be opposite of cos. Cos is base upon hypotenuse, so it will be hypotenuse upon base, that is BC upon AC. Alright, and which will be equal to, correct, that will be 17 upon 8. Now come to tan C. Tan is perpendicular upon base. So since C is the tan angle written along with tan, so that means this will be the base. So perpendicular upon base. So that is AB upon AC. AB upon AC, which is equals to 15 upon 8. Now let's substitute the value. Now over here when we substitute, no need to write down AB upon BC or these ratios. You can directly substitute the value of these ratios that are coming out to be. So that means the very first ratio will be 17 upon 8. Now whole square means square of the complete ratio. Alright, we never write it down to be as sec c square. No, that means square of the angle is done. No, this is correct. I mean this is not applicable to this very thing. Alright, so sec square means sec into sec, like this value into this value. Alright, so that is what we write it down to be a sec square c. Similarly tan square c, so that means the square of 15 upon 8. So it will be 289 upon 64 minus 225 upon 64. Let's take the LCM. Both are having the same denominator, same will be the LCM. So it will be 289 minus 225, and so this will be 64 upon 64. Both get cancelled out, will be 1. And remember, when we are going to proceed after this, you will be learning that this is one of the very important identity. We'll be having 3 identity. This is one of them. So as and when we'll be taking up the question, I'll tell you, so you can keep a note somewhere, so that when we are going to come across to those type of question, you're already well versed with the type of identity. All right, okay. So this was the solution for this very question, that is question number 3. All right, okay. Let's continue. Now the next question that we are having is question number 6. Let's take up this very question. Tan theta is given to us as 8 upon 15, and the question says to find out the values of all other trigonometric ratios over here. All right, that means we are having sine tan theta, we have to calculate sine theta, we have to calculate cos theta, and cosec theta, sec theta, every chord theta, all the ratios have to be calculated. Now what most of you are doing is going to do is that tan theta, we know tan theta is equal to sine theta upon cos theta, and the value is given to us as 8 upon 15. So sine theta will become the numerator and cos theta will become the denominator. No, never ever do this thing. Why? Because in both of them, what is happening, we are having like perpendicular upon hypotenuse, base upon hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is getting cancelled out. So you don't know what will be the hypotenuse. So that is why we will have to use a triangle form to calculate. Draw any rough triangle, any right angle triangle. Take this to be as theta, 90. All right. Now tan theta, you can also label this triangle to be as A, B, C. All right, okay. Now tan theta means perpendicular upon base, so it will be 8 and 15. Now using the Pythagoras theorem, calculate AC. All right, you can calculate Pythagoras theorem to use Pythagoras theorem to calculate AC. All right, after calculating, you must have seen that the hypotenuse is coming out to be 17 units. All right, now there are 2 ways, since it is a ratio. All right, this is the ratio given. It doesn't mean that it is of 8 exactly 8 meters, 8 centimeter, 15 meter, 15. Similarly over here. So it's better that we let it remain in the ratio form only. All right. So for that, either we can take let the multiplying factor be x, then you can take it to be as 8x, 15x, and 17x to be as the actual sides, actual length. Or you can go ahead with 8, 15 or 17, that is also fine, no problem with that. So if you would like to continue, let's continue with the same thing only. All right. So let's write down the very first ratio. Very first ratio will be perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So 8 upon 17. I am writing down directly, but you will have to show the sides also. That is, you should be showing AB upon AC, and then it should be written as 8 upon 17. Similarly, the next one, that is the cos theta. Cos theta base upon hypotenuse. So 15 upon 17. Tan theta, we are already having, no need to calculate tan theta. Then we can calculate cosec theta. If you want to calculate from the trigonometric, I mean from the triangle, you can go ahead with this, or you can simply apply that. As we know, cosec theta is the reciprocal of sin theta. So that is what we can write down directly, that is AC upon AB and so it will be equal to 17 upon 8. Similarly, you can calculate sec theta also and cot theta. All these other trigonometric ratio can be calculated from the figure. So I hope now this question is clear. When we are given any one of the ratio and the question says to calculate all the other trigonometric ratios. All right. Okay, children. All right. Let's have the next question. Now this is question by 11 that we are taking. The question says if 13 sin theta is equals to 5, find the value of 5 sin theta minus 2 cos theta upon tan theta. Figure is not given. This we have drawn just like we did this very case to calculate all the other trigonometric ratio. Same is what we are going to proceed over here also, and then we'll substitute the value to calculate this very thing. The entire thing, it can come negative, it can come in under root form, decimal, doesn't matter. All right. Okay. Let's continue. So, but for that we need to have one of the trigonometric ratio given. We are having a particular value being multiplied with the trigonometric ratio. So this need to be removed from here. So for that removal, look into the sign existing between them. What is the sign existing? There isn't any sign, so that means they are getting multiplied. So if a number is getting multiplied on sending to the other side, it will go and divide. So that means it will be sin theta will be equal to 5 upon 13. All right. Now that means perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So this will be 5, this will be 13. And using, you will have to show the Pythagoras theorem, and this will come out to be 12 units or 12. The sin theta, as per this thing, sin theta is already given. Let's calculate cos theta and tan theta so that we can substitute the value. All right. So cos theta will be equal to the base upon hypotenuse. So it will be 12 upon 13. Let's calculate tan theta. Now tan theta will be equal to perpendicular upon base. Why base? Because this is the line on which 90 and theta are present. So this will become the base. Perpendicular, the side opposite to it, angle. And opposite to 90 will be the hypotenuse, that is fixed. So hypotenuse will always be fixed. Base we can get to know as per the angle written along with the trigonometric ratio, and the leftover will become the perpendicular for that very thing. So that means for the tan theta will be perpendicular upon base. So it will be 5 upon 12. Now what do we have to calculate the value for? We have to calculate the value for 5 sin theta minus 2 cos theta upon tan theta. Let's substitute the value. 5 into 5 upon 13 minus 2 into 12 upon 13 whole upon tan theta, that is 5 by 12. Now in the numerator, first of all solve this thing. Page is getting slided away. Let's solve this thing, and so over here. All right. So that means solving the first bracket, 5 into 5, that will give us as 25 by 13 minus second bracket will give us as 24 by 13 whole upon 5 by 12. Now let's take the LCM in the numerator. So it will become, on taking the LCM, it will become as 25 minus 24, 1 whole upon, see this is the main division line, all right, upon 5 by 12. So first fraction as it is, see if this is the main division line, that is what I keep on telling you every time. Whenever we are having a fraction involved with another fraction, whatever is the thing written above this fractional line or main division line will be copied down as it is into the reciprocal of the thing written below it. So it will be 12 upon 5. Just multiply them, so it will be 12 upon 65. Let's look into the next question. Let's take up question number 15. Now the question is given to us as if cot theta is equals to q upon p, show that p into sin theta minus q into cos theta whole upon p into sin theta plus q into cos theta will be equal to p square minus q square upon p square plus q square. Alright. So we will begin with this very side. We will try to substitute the value of sin theta, cos theta in each of these terms, and then we will try to solve them like we normally solve. But always remember, whenever we are having such a thing to show, to prove, we will have to show that, or we will have to write down which side are we beginning from. We will not write down both the sides together. Maybe we are not operating anything on this, or maybe we are just copying it down. No, that is also no need of doing it. We'll just note down the LHS and then we'll have to eventually substitute the values. So let's continue. Over here, let's make a triangle. It says cot theta will assign anywhere to be as theta. Cot theta is the reciprocal of tan. So tan theta is perpendicular upon base. So cot will be base upon perpendicular. Base upon perpendicular. Isn't it? Yes, that is what is written. Then as per the Pythagoras theorem, let's try to calculate the third side. Doesn't matter if it comes out in the terms of P and Q. No problem at all. Alright, don't worry. Let it come out in the terms of P and Q. But we need to have so that we can substitute the value of sin theta and cos theta accordingly. Now we'll try to write down the thing for which you have to calculate the value for. We have to calculate the value for, so we'll have to mention over here that is taking LHS. Alright. Now it is P sin theta minus Q cos theta whole upon P sin theta plus Q cos theta. Let's try to solve it now. Now what do you mean by P sin theta? P sin theta means P multiplied by sin theta. Are we having sin theta cos theta? No, we are not having. So first of all, we'll try to calculate these ratios. Sin theta perpendicular upon hypotenuse. How do we come to know that this will be the perpendicular? Either we can call it to be as like opposite to this angle, perpendicular, or this is the line on which 90 and this theta is present. So this will form the base and perpendicular and hypotenuse. So it will be P upon under root of P square plus Q square. Next, let's try to calculate cos theta. Cos theta will be equal to base upon hypotenuse. Base, we have already discussed that which line is going to form the base when theta is the angle. Alright, so that means it will be Q upon under root of P square plus Q square. Let's try to substitute now. So P into sin theta means that P into P upon under root of P square plus Q square minus Q into Q upon under root of P square plus Q square whole upon, again the same thing, P into value of sin theta, that is P upon under root of P square plus Q square minus Q into Q upon under root of P square plus Q square. Now like we normally solve any particular fraction, if suppose we are having a thing given as 2 into 1 upon 3. So what do? We multiply the numerator. Alright, we don't multiply numerator and the denominator. Had it been, if they would have been solved, then we will have to solve it. But we are not having any term that could be reduced in from both numerator as well as the denominator. So we'll just simply multiply the numerator. So it will be 2 upon 3. That is what we are going to do it over here. So P into P will become correct. P square upon under root of P square plus Q square minus Q into Q, Q square upon under root of P square plus Q square whole upon, again P into P, P square, and so this will lead us to this very thing, minus Q square upon under root of P square plus Q square. Now do not ever cancel out. You may think that let's cancel out this term with this term. No, this can only be possible if we are having one single term in the numerator and one single term in the denominator. So we cannot cancel out. So now the next step will be equal to take the LCM in the numerator part and take the LCM over here, the fraction part of the denominator over here. So in the numerator, what will be the LCM? Both are having the same denominator, same will be the LCM. So it will be under root of P square plus Q square, and so it will be as it is. The numerator part will be copied since we are having the like fraction present as we are having the same denominators present. Now this is the main division line. Whenever we are using the main division line, always draw it a bit longer so that you are able to differentiate between the one above it and the one below it. And so denominator is having a plus sign. Alright, let me replace it with a plus sign. So now it will be P square plus Q square upon under root of P square plus Q square. So now this under root and this under root can straightway you can cancel out. So let's see, what are we going to left be? P square minus Q square upon P square plus Q square. This is what we are going to left with. So you can again go through the entire question. Alright, so that's it for the day. We have taken few questions, how to do, how to solve them, and you can take up the questions after this also. We'll be discussing, don't worry, and we'll be starting with the trigonometric particular ratios, like let's say 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree. We'll be taking up the concept of that, and the remaining question from the exercise will take up few randomly selected questions. I'll provide you separately the assignment that you're going to do, and we'll be making a register for the mass, and in that only we'll be doing the question that I'm going to tell you. All right. Okay then, bye. Enjoy the video and stay safe, stay secure. Bye everyone.